In progress.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Prabhu.
School zone ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, I was just checking if you are able to share the screen.
Yeah. You are able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. That is pronounced to all devotees.
Hare
Am I
Krishna,
audible?
Prabhuji. Danda Pram. Yes, Prabhuji. Danda.
So we'll start. Oh, Krishna. What's this? Okay. Again. Am I audible? Prabhuji? Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So we'll start. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिनाथाय। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनाथाय। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवान्त निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karpi Vachanam Hare Kripat Mahamande Shri Gurave Nanda Bhakti Shri Chaitanya Gurave Gaurachandra Radhikaye Tatale Krishna Krishna Bhaktaye Namo Namaha Gita Yasya Udine Lakshmi Yasya Rakshasi Yasyaste Hridaya Samvedana Mahamvaje Yanta Pravishya Mumacham Aham Prasattam Sanjeevaya Pratyaksham Yamshasta Chanmashravana Nijaguru Harivamya Krishna Chatto Vikinchi Pishirito Vritaputrike Hatan Samsara Prabhupada Kanto Majian Samskrishu Hare Krishna. First I will read and then I will pick up devotees and they can continue. So we are continuing to read from the book The Moral Mission of Srila Prabhupada by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. We are in the topic of part 1, chapter 1, his mission. Some dictionary meanings of mission. Okay. A strong felt aim, ambition, or calling. An important goal or purpose that is accompanied by strong conviction. An important assignment given to one or more persons. The vocation or calling of a religious organization to go out into the world and spread its faith. All these definitions are applicable to Srila Prabhupada's purpose and campaign and are largely inseparable from ISKCON, his intended instrument for achieving his goals. In one letter, Srila Prabhupada outlined what he referred to as the inner meaning of my mission. I want the people of the whole world to come to God consciousness and be happy. Without God, there is no question of happiness. And without God, there is no good qualities in a person. The leaders of human society are missing this point. And here is a program of Krishna consciousness that if sober and truthful men join, certainly we should be able to give something very sublime to the suffering people of the world. So this quote is from Srila Prabhupada's letter, 28 June 1969. Out of all possible descriptions of his mission, Srila Prabhupada chose to succinctly define it as broadcasting the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially in the West, and fighting with the impersonalists and voidists. In his self-composed Pranam mantra, he enshrined the intense opposition to Nirvishesha and Shunyavada that was so central to his personality and mission. Obeisances are therefore offered to the spiritual master as Saraswati Deva, Saraswata Deva, or a person or a member of a Saraswata family. Namaste Saraswati Deve, whose mission is to broadcast the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauravani Pracharini, and to fight with impersonalists and voidists, Nirvishesha, Shunyavadi, Paschatya Desha Karine. This quote is from Chaitanya Charitamrita 1:1084 purport. Elsewhere in his preface to Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada summarized his mission as being the re-spiritualization of entire human society, or more particularly a cultural presentation for the re-spiritualization of the entire human society. So this quote is from Srimad Bhagavatam preface. With the aim to Krishnaize the whole world, Srila Prabhupada wanted to spread Krishna consciousness as widely as possible to as many as possible, as quickly as possible, without compromising its essence. So this quote, Krishnaize, is a Srila Prabhupada neologism that he often used. See example Bhagavad Gita 12.8. Put another way, Srila Prabhupada wanted to help everyone understand that the purpose of life is to restore their lost relationship with Krishna. We hope to bring everyone to the spiritual platform so that everyone will get his material false identification. Sorry. We hope to bring everyone to the spiritual platform so that everyone will forget his material false identification and come to the real platform of becoming eternally the servant of Krishna. Can you please okay. This is from the letter, 12th July, 1968. A major corollary to this is uplifting humanity from the clutches of mundane sense gratification. From yet another angle, Srila Prabhupada wanted to establish that God exists, that he is a supreme person, and that his name is Krishna. As an Indian life member, Mr. P. Bhogilal observed, the only overwhelming part of his consciousness, the sole aspect of his desire, was to propagate the message of Lord Krishna. And whatever he did only for this purpose, that he wanted as many people in the world to know about what Lord Krishna meant, what his messages meant. And this he made the mission of his life. Everything else was only complementary to this fundamental desire in him. Further key points in understanding Srila Prabhupada's mission. The importance of his books, one, the importance of his books and of distributing them and propagating the teachings therein. His battle against all forms of cheating, his desire to challenge and expose all incorrect and misleading ideas and their exponents, particularly Nirvishesha and Shunyavada, as just mentioned, and cheating in the name of religion and science. Third, his desire to revive India's spiritual culture based on Varnashrama Dharma and to develop Mayapur. All these points and many others are elaborated upon in this book. Verses that encapsulate his mission. Oh, I'm sorry. Anybody would like to volunteer to read?
Yes, bro.
Yes, bro. You can read.
Thank you, bro, for allowing. Verses that encapsulate his mission. Being solidly grounded in Shastra, Srila Prabhupada profusely quoted from it, and he thought the necessity of doing so. The process of speaking in spiritual circles is to say something upheld by the scriptures. One should at once quote from scriptural authority to back up what he is saying. Sadhu means he gives quotation from Shastras. Authorized Shastra. He is Sadhu. Sadhu will not give anything manufactured by him. No, he is not Sadhu. Sadhu means whatever he will speak, immediately he will give evidence from the Shastra. Among his most often quoted verses are a few that particularly point to the essence of his mission, of what he aimed to teach and establish within the world. Some examples with the first few words of each are given below. Bhagavad Gita 2.13. Dehinosmin yatha dehe. Srila Prabhupada stated, the whole world requires to understand this verse, otherwise they remain gokara, animal-like. 5.29. Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam. 7.1. Maya Shakta Manaha. Srila Prabhupada said this verse is the essence of the Krishna consciousness movement. 18.65. Manmana Bhava Madbhaktaha. 18.66. Sarvadharman Parityajya. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.6. Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmaha. 5.5.1. Nayam Deho Deha Bhajam Naruloke. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita 1.9.41. Bharata Bhumite Hailya Manushya Janma Yar 2.7.128. Yaradeke Tarekaha Krishna Upadesha 2.8.128. Kibo Vipra Kibo Nyasi Shudra Kenanai. Srila Prabhupada opens his purport to this verse by stating, this verse is very important to the Krishna consciousness movement. The Harer Nama verse from Brihan Naradiya Purana, cited as CC 1.17.21. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata 3.4.126. Prithivite Achayata Nagaradi Grama Sarvatra Prachara Hoibe Moranam. Especially the core members of ISKCON should cultivate Bhaktir Ahaituki Apratihata, devotional service that is unmotivated and uninterrupted. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.6. According to the prescription, Anyabilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Janavratam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shiranam Bhaktiruttama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.33 describes that a thing applied therapeutically can cure a disease caused by that very same thing. Srila Prabhupada called this a very important verse, the essence of the Krishna consciousness movement. It parallels the Anashaktasya Vishayan verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.255, which describes Yukta Vairagya and which Srila Prabhupada often cited. When asked, if someone was going to collect one small section of your work, what would you want them to collect? Srila Prabhupada indicated a few verses without specifying any of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, centered around 1.2.9, Dharmasya hi apavargasya.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna.
Chandra Rekha Mataji, your raised hand. Would like to read? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Please, you can.
Our mission, by often referring to our mission, Srila Prabhupada indicated by the word mission the immensity and seriousness of the task ahead, and by the word "our," he underscored that this is shared group effort and conveyed to all participants a sense of belonging and responsibility. It is the mission of God Himself to be taken most seriously. Those who are following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should take the Lord's mission most seriously. A few sample quotes that outline the purposes of our mission. Prabhuji, please scroll. We have dedicated our life that we want to see everyone Krishna conscious and thereby become happy. That is our mission. Don't lose this opportunity of human life. Practice Bhakti Yoga, be Krishna conscious, and make your life successful. That is our mission. Take Krishna consciousness, make your life perfect, be happy, and go back to home, back to Godhead. This is our mission. By the Krishna consciousness movement, we are trying. Prabhuji, please scroll.
No? One second.
Slightly up.
One second.
By the Krishna consciousness movement, we are trying to give information how one can be transferred directly to the Goloka Vrindavana planet Krishna Loka. That is our mission. Our mission is to bring these rascals to their senses. The rascals are suffering, but because they are sons of God, they should not suffer. They do not know that there is God or that there is happiness. They know nothing of bliss or of eternal life. They are carrying on so much research and living for 50, 60, or 70 years. After that, they do not know what is going to happen. They have no knowledge that life is eternal. Actually, their position is like that of an animal. An animal does not know what is after death, nor does he contemplate death. He does not know why he's here, nor does he know the way of life. Under the influence of
Value of life.
value of
Value.
life. I guessed, Prabhuji, I just guessed because under the influence of Maya, the animal simply goes, is it?
Goes on.
Goes
Is
on
it?
eating.
It is not clarity is not clear.
No,
You want me to
no, Prabhuji,
increase
there's a caption, huh?
There is nothing, it's very clear. It goes on. Okay, you can read.
Under the influence of Maya, the animal simply goes on eating, sleeping, defending, mating, and dying. That's all. People are endeavoring so hard for what purpose? They say they are struggling so hard to make provisions for the next generation. But what are the provisions for? They cannot reply to that. This Krishna consciousness movement is meant to give real purpose to life by establishing Krishna, God, as the center of everything. You are attempting to become happy in so many ways, but instead of becoming happy, you're becoming frustrated. So please take this Krishna consciousness and you will actually become happy, imparting this knowledge in our mission.
It is our mission.
Okay.
Imparting this knowledge is our mission.
Okay. Thank you, Hare Krishna. We are pledged to give something substantial to the human society. This is our mission. Our mission is to spread the words of Krishna. Our mission is to satisfy Krishna samsiddhi haritoshanam. Our mission is to give grave and it should be enacted sincerely. Then we get power from Krishna. If we act sincerely as representatives of Krishna, then we will feel this power. Our mission, one God, mantra, one scripture, and one, what is it?
Activity.
One activity. Our mission is Lord Chaitanya's mission. Learn to love. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. That is our
Learn to
mission.
love God, Mataji. Mataji, learn to love God.
Oh, sorry. Learn to love God. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, is our mission. Our mission is, Lord Chaitanya's mission is to teach everyone how to love God. That's our program in the Krishna Consciousness Society is to give people in general a chance to hear about Krishna. This is a mission which has been given to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Okay, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Now I'll to read. Rajshekar Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Please, Prabhu, start reading clearly, slowly, distinctly, and
Oh,
try to be slow and clear. That is the main.
okay, Prabhu. Okay.
Yes.
Srila Prabhupada's desires. Scroll down, Prabhu.
Yeah, I will just read the line.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada's desires.
As he often states, line is there.
No, it is not visible, Prabhu.
It's not visible?
No, it's not visible, Prabhu. It is going up.
Oh, Krishna. It is visible. As he often stated in various ways, Srila Prabhupada's heart's desire.
Only
It
one
is
line is.
it is visible, Prabhuji.
One line is required. You read that one line and you will get to the next line.
Oh, as he often stated in various ways, Srila Prabhupada's heart's desire was to make the whole world happy by the only process possible, Krishna consciousness. My desire is to spread this Sankirtana movement all over the world. I want that somehow or other, hundreds and thousands of men will chant Hare Krishna. My desire is an open secret. I simply want people all over the Western countries to take this simple formula of chanting, dancing, eating Krishna Prasada, and being happy. I am simply surprised that they should not accept this simple formula and be happy themselves. My only desire is that all people become happy and prosperous in Krishna consciousness. Continue chanting and associating with devotees, and your spiritual growth will be assured. In this way, be happy. That is my blessing. I want to see the whole world happy in this way. That is my only ambition. To Burijanadasa, Srila Prabhupada revealed and requested, my desire is that all living beings in the universe go back to Godhead. You please help me with this desire. In a poetic offering to his Guru, Srila Prabhupada expressed his longing that Krishna consciousness be spread worldwide. Oh, when will that day come when a temple will be established in each and every home in all corners of the world? When will the High Court judges be devout Gaudiya Vaishnavas with radiant tilaka, marks beautifully decorating their foreheads? When will a Vaishnava win votes from the people and be elected president of the country? And when will pure preaching, O God brothers, be spread everywhere? When devotional service to Krishna, which is eternally perfect, is awakened in everyone, then the demoniac personality of Kali will flee for his life, loudly wailing, alas, alas. Derived
It's
from
not Prabhuji, it's not Kali, it's Kali.
Kali. Okay, sorry, Prabhu. Personality of Kali will flee for his life, loudly wailing, alas, alas. Derived from harmonious with the one basic desire to make the world happy by Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada had many other desires, such as the widespread distribution of his books and the reestablishment of Varnashrama Dharma. All such topics form the central thesis of this book.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Kinkari Mataji, can you please read?
Yes, sure, Prabhuji.
Please be clear, slow, and without mistake. If you read, it is very nice.
Sure, Prabhuji.
And one more thing is the screen clear, or do you want me to increase the font?
Yes,
can
Prabhuji,
increase-
possible to increase the font.
Increase the font. That's not a problem. But what if you not feel it? Okay. Now it is fine, I think.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Please.
3 keys to understanding his mission. Before attempting to understand the mission of Srila Prabhupada, let us consider what constitutes his specific significance and why we should take so seriously this great transcendental personality who mercifully appeared among us. What was it about him that he was able to achieve such an unlikely success and that endeared him to so many? The history of Srila Prabhupada's extraordinary achievement in establishing Krishna consciousness in the West is well known, and we can clearly understand that Srila Prabhupada is a special envoy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sent to fulfill his prediction of Krishna consciousness. Spreading to every town and village, Srila Prabhupada's qualities and activities distinguish him as an outstanding spiritual figure of the highest order. He is Sak- Saksad, Sakshat,
Sakshat Hari.
Sakshat Dhari, Sakshat Dhari, as good as Krishna, and his genuine followers enshrine him within their hearts as the Lord of their life, and ever well wisher who saved them from material misery and gave them Krishna. But exactly who is Srila Prabhupada? Who is Srila Prabhupada? People often ask, and it is always a hard question to answer. For Srila Prabhupada always eclipsed conventional designations. At various times, people have called him a scholar, a philosopher, a cultural ambassador, a prolific
Pro-
author,
Yes.
prolific author, a religious leader, a spiritual teacher, a social critic, and a holy man. In truth, he was all these things and more. Certainly, one could ever have confused him with a modern
No one,
sorry.
certainly no one could.
Certainly, no one could ever had have confused him with the modern entrepreneurial gurus who come to the West with sickly packaged, watered down version of Eastern spirituality in the bracket to satisfy our urge for instant well-being and exploit our documented spiritual naive,
Documented.
naive, naive
Documented.
documented spiritual naivete. Right, bro?
Naivete.
Naivete. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada was rather a true holy man, sadhu, of deep intelligence and spiritual
Intellectual.
sensitivity.
Mataji, deep
Sorry, deep
intellectual, not intelligent.
intellectual and spiritual sensitivity. He had deep concern and compassion for a society which, to such a large degree, lacks a real spiritual dimension. Who could solve the riddle of this 20th century saint who established a medieval Bengali religion worldwide in a dozen years? Who could really understand his personality or his behavior or even the true nature of his spirituality? Thus mused Damodar Das, one of his earliest disciples, who continued how to reconcile, for instance, his grandeur and his
For instance, Mataji, how to reconcile, for instance, his grandeur,
yes, and his simplicity, how to integrate his
liberality,
liberality and his conservatism.
conservatism.
Conservatism. Sorry, Prabhuji. He said that God is harder than the thunderbolt and softer than the rose. And we immediately applied it to Srila Prabhupada, seeing those traits in him. He was a vast being who embraced contraries,
Compromise.
contraries, but no, he was a humble gentleman who had a specific personality. His views transcended everyday ethics of right and wrong.
Mataji, his view transcended everyday ethics of right and wrong.
Yes, but no, he was a normal man whose behavior was beyond reproach. His disdained materialistics and even average citizens. No one, he felt deep compassion for everyone and made no distinctions in his dealings with people. He promoted the Vedic culture of thousands of years ago as the only culture worth considering for anybody anytime. But he was willing to adapt it to the present, as he put it, according to time, place, and circumstances. Those two tendencies were contradictory, but he managed to subtle balancing act. He was faithful to the original, but he was also a practical and businesslike person who could be a clever as anyone while he wound his way through the necessities of life.
As clever as Mataji, वहाँ पे so it's written as who could be as clever as anyone while he wound his
Through the
way through
necessities
the
of life.
necessities of life.
Let's continue, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Keshava Bharati Goswami similarly observed, in accomplishing the seemingly impossible, Srila Prabhupada consistently displayed inconceivable qualities. He was simultaneously strict and liberal, gentle and stern, highly organized and spontaneous, childlike and venerable, venerable, simple and regal, peaceful and vigorous. More paradoxes. He was a friend of everyone and the enemy of everyone. He spread love by employing a million military spirit. His nature was grave yet also humorous, and at the time he was livid. Damodara concluded. The paradoxes are endless. He resists all attempts to figure him out. We, disciples of his, often quote his words in support of our particular points of view, but usually the opposing view can be supported by some other statement of his. He is beyond me. His personal assistant confessed on the Manhattan sidewalk in 1967. He was beyond all of us. In short, Srila Prabhupada was indefinable,
Indefinable. Mataji, Srila Prabhupada was
indefinable,
indefinable.
indefinable Abhirama Das. After Prabhupada departed, I spent a lot of time in Vrindavan with Bhagat, Bhagatji and we used to reminisce, reminisce. We were consoling each other with memories. To try
Reminisce.
reminisce. Okay. Reminisce. We were consoling each other with memories. To try to sum up Prabhupada was difficult, but one day Bhagatji tried it. We were talking about Prabhupada and he was reaching a crescendo.
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 Crescendo. Excited, he started shaking a little and said, Prabhupada was Prabhupada. That's all he could say. At the last minute, he became lost for words. He thought he was going to come up with some way to capture Srila Prabhupada. But Srila Prabhupada defies captivity. He defies a complete definition. Everything about Srila Prabhupada was wonderful. He's a he's a lot of more than meets the eye. He's not just an Indian man or an Indian guru. He has the surrender and devotion that we can't even touch. Prabhupada was so amazing because he was so great and so awesome and so capable of understanding the most complicated situations and dealing with the most sophisticated persons and traveling and busy, and he had so many responsibilities, so many disciples. He was a but virtuoso spiritual master. He was so brilliant, and yet he never lost his this innocence and simplicity and childlike quality, despite his vast qualifications and his sophistications. He was very
Sophisticated.
sophisticated in the way he could deal with people. Even in
Mataji,
ordinary.
Mataji, this section is little bit big, so I will tell some other devotees to read. Please.
Okay,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Shall
Prabhuji.
I read, Prabhu? Hare Krishna?
Prabhuji, there are some devotees who have not read it, so I'll give the
Okay.
chance.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sorry to interrupt. Prabhuji, in the book, page number, can you please tell me? Is it
I'll tell you
possible?
the page number. Page number 29 in the page in the book.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Shyam Swarup Prabhu, Shiv Kumar Rajendra. Shyam
Yes,
Swarup.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Can you please read? Is it okay?
Prabhuji,
Yes,
I
Prabhu.
have one question.
Yes.
Keshav Prabhu, I have one question.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu,
Yeah, yes. Tell me.
yeah, in the earlier pages, Damodar Das Prabhuji is mentioning is mentioning that he is a friend of everyone and enemy of everyone. I can understand he is a friend of everyone. How is the enemy of everyone? Srila Prabhupada.
They are considering Prabhupada as enemy, so that's why it is enemy of everyone. It is like that. Prabhupada is not considering as enemy. It is from Prabhupada's point of view, Prabhupada is a friend of all, but they consider Prabhupada as enemy. So that's why it is an enemy for everyone in that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, Shyam Swarup Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm.
Even in odd
Yes.
yes, even in ordinary activities, Srila Prabhupada was extraordinary. Referring to himself as a jet age Parivrajagacharya, he traveled extensively but maintained his regulation as if the term jet lag was only imaginary. He would walk so swiftly that his youthful disciples struggled to keep up. Although he maintains a very regular general schedule, largely doing the same things at the same time each day, Srila Prabhupada was beyond all stereotyped and caricatured images of a sadhu. Srila Prabhupada is endlessly exciting and ingenious, ever fresh and original and completely unpredictable in his plans to please the Lord and Guru. How can an unpredictable person be understood? Shyamasundara Dasa mused about his unpredictability. You could never predict it anyway from moment to moment what Prabhupada was going to do or say. Prabhupada was a shining example of someone who was completely in the present. You could never say what was going to happen. You never knew what was going to come off the wall next. Something would come up in a letter, a new concept would come into his mind, or something. I don't think ever, in all the years and encounters with Prabhupada, I ever felt anything when I was outside his door waiting to go in but a surge of excitement that I am about to enter the unknown, even after being with him every day for year after year. Every time I opened that door to his room, I had this utter reaction that I am about to enter a world of some kind of surprise. Because you could never tell what Prabhupada was going to say or do. Never. You could never predict it. As soon as you thought he was going to react to something in one way, he would do just the opposite. Although Srila Prabhupada was always internally fixed in pure devotion, the definitive characteristics of all that he did and said he exhibited different aspects of his transcendental personality in different phases of his life. Different situation within those phases and according to the company he was in. Thus, different people perceived him differently. Their perceptions also shaped by their own personalities and sights. To many outside India, he was an to many outside India, he was an oddity. To some parents of his disciples, an enemy. To anti-cult alarmists, a threat. To Indian Smartas, an iconoclast. To most of his godbrothers, an upstart. Many saw him as a saint. His disciples adored him. It is offensive to try to define a pure devotee in terms of worldly categories, yet to even begin to properly understand His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada requires knowledge not only of his teachings, but also the historical and cultural background within which he manifested yet remained distinct from. Srila Prabhupada was by no means a typical Bengali, Indian, or even Sadhu. Had he been, he could not have gone among the hippies of the West. Yet, in doing so, Srila Prabhupada was not affected by their culture and outlook. He uplifted the hippies and others and was not in the slightest degraded by them. Being so elevated, so far beyond our limitations, we might almost expect that Srila Prabhupada is inexplicable. The Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees who come to this world are executing a mission, and therefore sometimes they act in a way that is very difficult to understand. It is very difficult to understand the activities of a transcendental person. Sometimes they may seem rather odd, but a transcendental personality remains in his position unaffected by material considerations. And thus, only a person in full knowledge can understand the activities of a person in Krishna consciousness. Yanre chitta Krishna prema karaye udaya Tandra Vakya Kriya Mudra Vigneha Na Bujaya. Even the most materially learned man cannot understand the words, activities, and symptoms of a person situated in love of Godhead. Durvigneya Vishnu Vaishnavera Vakya Karma Tana Anugrahe Se Buje Tara Marma. The words and activities of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas are incomprehensible. Only by their mercy can one understand them. As Paramananda Puri said to Lord Chaitanya, Lokahita lagi tomara saba vyavahara, ami shaba na jani gambhira hridaya tomara. All your activities are for the benefit of people in general. We cannot understand them, for your intentions are deep and grave. Any attempt to fully describe Srila Prabhupada can be no more feasible than trying to accommodate an elephant upon a dish. In relation to Krishna, Srila Prabhupada wrote, instead of trying to understand Krishna in detail, it is better to offer our respectful obeisances unto him. Because we are covered by the material modes of nature, he is very difficult for us to understand unless he reveals himself to us. Therefore, it is better for us to acknowledge that he is everything and offer obeisances unto his lotus feet. Although Krishna cannot be fully understood, for our own benefit, we should try to do so as far as possible. This is repeatedly indicated in Shastra, especially by Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita. Example 4, 9, 10, 8, 15, 19. Yet, just as Krishna is seen differently by different people according to their individual predisposition, so also is Srila Prabhupada. The same is true of how all living beings are seen by others, but is especially relevant in considering the character of towering personalities. The psychology of even an ordinary person cannot be fully ascertained. So, what to speak of that of the Jagat Guru? Various motives can be deduced for a person's words and actions in a particular instance, and thus the words and actions of a guru are to be understood in relation to Shastra and Sadhu, previous Acharya's tradition, especially when controversy arises. Who can fully understand the depth of Srila Prabhupada's personality and the extraordinary tasks he performed? As with Krishna, Srila Prabhupada's glories are unlimited. Srila Prabhupada's glories are fully known only to Lord Krishna himself. Even though we cannot fully understand him, it is essential to try to do so in order to follow the prescriptions that we sing daily. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya, Chittete Kariya Aikya, Arana Kariya Mane Asha. To make the heart one with the words of the Guru, desiring nothing else, and Ebejash Gushuk Tribhuvana, to proclaim his glories throughout the three worlds. Although Srila Prabhupada's disciples all saw him somewhat differently, their general impression was that of a most extraordinary transcendental personality with extraordinary perspectives and plans that were going to radically alter the entire human society. His plans, like Srila Prabhupada himself, are vast, impossible to fully grasp merely by the intellect. Nevertheless, a serious follower should apply his intellect to try to understand as far as possible Srila Prabhupada, his mission and his movement.
Thank you very much.
Hare
Actually, we have around 8 minutes or 9 minutes, but this particular section of epistemology and hermeneutics is very, very big, and I don't want to stop in the middle because it loses the flow, and it is very, 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 very important topic. Actually, this particular section holds the key for the whole book, because many, many times Guru Maharaj gave a seminar in Mayapur, Srila Prabhupada's understanding Srila Prabhupada's principles. So that if you want, devotees can hear that particular lecture that Maharaj covers about the epistemology and hermeneutics. So, and I want to end this session now and continue tomorrow by starting with this particular section, epistemology and hermeneutics. And there is a seminar given by Damodar Prabhu and Krishna Kirti Prabhu. Tomorrow I will share the link for that particular lecture. It is a 4 series seminar in which Damodar Prabhu and Krishna Kirti Prabhu explains in detail about the epistemology and hermeneutics. Actually, unless and until one understands this particular section, it's not so easy to understand what is the stand of each and every aspect of Krishna consciousness, what Prabhupada wanted. So it is very difficult to, whatever maybe the various social issues or kirtan or whatever it is, everything stands on this particular section. So it's very, very important thing. It's more technical, but Maharaj made it very simple. He has written very clearly. It is very easy to understand also. And I would request devotees to please go through that particular lecture of Maharaj, understanding Srila Prabhupada's principles, given by Maharaj in Mayapur, maybe in 2019, 18 or 19, I think Maharaj is given. And in that particular year, Damodar Prabhu and Krishna Kirti Prabhu gave that. That I will share tomorrow. That is in different. It's in different blog. So I will share that particular link tomorrow. I have that link somewhere, but now immediately I'm not able to pull it up and share it in the chat. Tomorrow definitely I'll get it. So now I'm ending this here. If devotees want to leave, they can leave. If they want to ask something, they can ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danda Pranam. Prabhuji, what is the meaning of epistemology and hermeneutics?
Epistemology means, see, Maharaj has written. If you want, I can pull it up. What actually, instead of me telling so many things, I can, one second. If you give me 1 second, then I can. Each and every, knowledge. Yes, I can tell you. Yes. What is the origin of this? What is the limits of that knowledge? What is the nature of that knowledge? So it is basically, as Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, iti te jnanam akhyata guhyat guhyatram vimirsheta dasheshena yateshaseta. Not that one. The 9th chapter shloka of Bhagavad Gita. The second shloka. What is that shloka? Anybody can tell? Jnanam teham savigyanam idam vakshyam asheshatah yadgyatva neha punyat gyatapayam avashishyate. As Krishna says, I am giving you knowledge and I'm giving you knowledge and numinous. I think I can pull it up, that particular translation of that verse. So that is epistemology. What is jnana and vijnana? Everything. So that is actually the epistemology. What does it define? Each and every aspect of it. So when we read it, you will be very clear. It is, when we read the whole section, basically it explains about what Prabhupada wanted, what he wants to give. So these two words, in general, it's used in philosophy, but when it comes to Prabhupada, it is different. It comes to what Prabhupada wanted, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted, what Rupa Goswami wanted, and how Prabhupada is giving those aspects in his books through his teachings. So that's what is epistemology is here. Epistemology means what Prabhupada wanted to give as what is the practical knowledge. So that is what is important here. Hope I could give.
Thank you.
Yeah. It is difficult to explain, but when you read it in the way what Prabhupada wanted, then it will be very clear for you. As far as the philosophical term is concerned, it is one of the branches of philosophy. There are various branches of philosophy in which one of the branches is epistemology. So unless in Vedas also, epistemology means in one sense we can say it is dhatu sutras, to understand what is the dhatu, each and every word, what is the origin, each and every word, what is the origin of the particular word. So that way it is simple. But, yeah. Hare Krishna. So anybody wants to say something or add something to it?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Very nice. Hey, Hemnath Prabhu, you would like to add something? Okay. Oh, it's not there. Okay, fine. Okay, Prabhuji, Nathajis, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So tomorrow we'll start our students meeting, and I will share the both the lectures, Guru Maharaj's lecture and Damodar Prabhu's lecture, seminar on this particular essay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, Jai. Srila Bhakti Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
Hare
More
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Dhanyavad.